Hey everybody, it's your girl Ebony Cruz, entrepreneur coach, and I am here to give you some motivation to take you to the next level in your business. Now, this channel is for entrepreneurs that sometimes get stuck and just wonder why they can't go. You can come here and get some motivation that will help you take your business to the next level, as well as learn how to make money online. So if you haven't done so, make sure you click that subscribe button and also get on those notifications so you don't miss anytime I post a video. All right. Now today I wanted to come to you guys and talk about standards. In life and all throughout life, we set standards, whether it be for ourselves, people that we may want to associate with, things that we want to do, jobs we may want to have, colleges we may want to go to, what do we expect to get out of a class, out of a course, the grades we want, the type of athlete we may want to be. Throughout life, we set standards. But in our business, what happens is sometimes those standards seem to not be so set in stone. Sometimes we may see things a certain way, and if we're not making that income that we want, or we're not getting the results that we want, we begin to lower our standards. And when you start to lower your standards, what happens is you begin to set limits on yourself. So I got to ask you this question. What limitations have you settled for? What limitations have you set for yourself? Just something that you just start to believe that you can't do it. I'm going to give you guys an example. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself here. Because when I started doing business online, mind you, it's this new world of opportunity, the land of opportunity in this cyber world. And man, was I afraid to do it. I mean, I was afraid to do videos, let alone post anything about my progress or what I'm doing, or even my family. I was just kind of very secretive about things and selective about things that I would post or things that I would talk about, in fear of what people might have saw or thought about me, or how they might have perceived me, right? So at the time when I first came on, I did not have standards. And sometimes I have to go back and readjust those standards. For me, if it was to get 2 leads, it was like, yes, I got 2 leads. But why wasn't the standard to get 10 leads a day? Why wasn't that a standard? Why was it just a fingers crossed and hope it happened? You know what I mean? Another thing is just when working with certain people. When I first came online, it didn't matter. I wanted to work with everybody. I was like, everybody's a part of the market. But when I started working with certain people, I realized their drive wasn't my drive. Their commitment level wasn't my commitment level. Where they wanted to go and how fast they wanted to get there, it didn't align with me. So it made working with them difficult. It made it seem like I wasn't helping them grow. It made it seem like, the things and the tools that I was providing, some of the stuff that I was, giving that was working for me and not working for them, it made it seem like I was a complete failure as a coach, as a mentor. And I had to understand the type of people that I'm working with, as well as their standards. Did their standards match mine? It's not about the number of people that you have. And online is easy to get caught up in that. It's easy to believe that I should have, XYZ followers. And if I don't have these many followers or this many likes, I'm just a failure. And it's really all about the quality of people that you work with, the quality of work that you put out, the quality of how you see yourself, those standards. So I go back to standards. For those of you that are in relationships, or those of you that are dating, there's standards that you set. There's those red flags that as soon as you see them, you're out of there. It's just not going to work. In your career, there's certain standards. Some of you, before you go on that job interview, you're saying, listen, if they're not offering this amount of money, I'm not doing this. If I have to do this, I'm not on it. If I have to work weekends, not happening. I don't want this job. Those are standards. But why in our own business, we limit our standards? We limit ourselves and our standards. Another thing that I do a lot, or that I did a lot, and something that I constantly work on, is I limit myself with the belief of what I cannot do before I have tried to even do it. We get in the habit of, we'll see others online that are just been so successful, or that we think they've been so successful in their business. And we start to compare ourselves, and we start to say, I can't do that. That's something, I'm not advanced at that yet. I haven't had that course, or I haven't had that training, or I haven't met that coach yet to teach me that. And that's not necessarily the truth. You may have an awesome coach right now, awesome mentor, this putting a lot of value in you. But you still don't believe in yourself. You're still limiting yourself. You're still telling yourself what you can't do and why you can't do it. And you're still making up these excuses, and you're settling for these excuses as to what you can and cannot do. And that's why you're getting the results that you're getting. That's why you're not moving forward. That's why you're stuck, because you don't have standards. You don't have standards. And when you don't have standards, you set limits. So what I'd like to ask you to do today, if you have not done so, go back and reevaluate your standards. Are your standards matching up with your values? Are your standards matching up with what you believe you should be doing in your business? Are you working with the people that you should be working with? And do you love working with the people that you're working with? Is it a burden? Is it a drag? Do you love doing these training classes? Do you love implementing what you're learning? Do you love what you're doing? Or are you settling yourself short? You're not knowing what to charge or how to charge or when to charge, just giving away so much free value without any offers. And I know that is a part of what we do online, but at some point you have to give an offer. You have to start making money. Or as one of my mentors saying, you're running an expensive hobby. And that's what a lot of us do online. We house and run an expensive hobby, which gets us overwhelmed. We want to quit because we're putting out all of this money and we're not making money back. And we want it to happen within 30 to 90 days. And that's just not going to happen. Realistically, you need to understand where you're going. Figure out that end result. And think about the standards in place to make this result. Think about the people that you want to work with. Think about the courses that you want to take. Think about the things you want to implement, the content you want to really focus on, the content you want to share with others, the value that you want to provide, the impact that you want to have with others. Think about those things. Think about how you want to present these things. Think about your standards. Because if your standards aren't clear, if your standards aren't defined, if your standards are all over, you're going to accept anything. You're going to work with anyone. You're going to take every class and pick up all the next shiny objects. You're going to, you're just going to spread yourself thin, get overwhelmed, and you're going to stop. And then when you stop, because whatever burning desire you have to do what you're doing, to be this successful entrepreneur, to call yourself an entrepreneur, it's still inside of you. You just hadn't picked the right roadmap to get to where you want to go. And a part of picking that right roadmap is about setting standards. Set standards for what you should do daily in your business. Set standards for the content that you're going to study. Set standards for the content that you're going to implement. Set standards for the people that you work with, the value that you give. Set standards with writing your journals. Set standards with the courses that you receive. What happens is, and I'm guilty of this, I'll be watching a webinar, I'm watching a course, and I may have the TV on this side, or my phone may have a notification that comes on over here, or the kids may run around, and my standards obviously isn't to focus on this course. So when I implement what's in that course, I'm not implementing everything that I've learned. I'm doing it at a lower level standard than what I know I'm capable of. And so I can't be upset with myself about the results that I'm receiving because I haven't set standards for myself. I haven't put any value in me. I haven't put any value in what I'm receiving. I'm just going through the process. And that's what a lot of us do. We say, hey, and I'm going to just keep it real with you. If I'm in a group or accountability partner and they're saying, this week we're going to do, 3 videos and we're going to do 5 posts and you're going to do 2 blogs, right? I'll get it done, but it's the standard at how I'm getting it done. Have I lowered my standard to just shoot a video just to shoot a video? Am I really providing content to help someone? Am I really using a system that will allow me to impact others and add value to others? And that's really what it's all about. So I want to tell you, and I want to invite you to a particular system that I do use that allows me to, when I get off track from my standards, when I get unclear and unfocused and I start putting limits on myself, I can go back to this system. I can go back to this system that teaches me things that I need to know to grow. It teaches me how to brand. It teaches me how to get leads. It teaches me how to set my standards, how to act online, how to post, how to talk to those, how to connect with your leads, how to follow up. It teaches you how to set the standards that you want to just find in anyone, but also give to everyone. We go out here looking for coach after coach and mentor after mentor and program after program and system after system. But we're not setting ourselves to any standards. And this particular system that I'm talking about, it allows you to learn. And as you're learning, it allows you to grow. It allows you to implement. It allows you to see what's working because it's working. It's been working for me since day one, since I've been using it. It's just I've lowered my standards and I haven't been getting the best out of this system. When I raise the bar, I see the results instantly. But when I lower the bar and I set limits on myself, that's when I see a decline in results. So I want you all to think about the standards that you have for your business. And if you don't have a process, if you don't have a system that's helping you get yourself together, in the description, please click the link. Click the link and watch the video. Watch it to the end. Watch it with an end result in mind. Watch it with your goals, in mind. Watch it and understand where you want to go and how you can use this to grow your business, how you can use this system to get leads and qualified leads, to follow up with your leads, to learn how to attract the right crowd to you, the right market to you. And sometimes that may mean redefining our market, same as redefining our standards. Click this link and understand what you're looking for in a system to help guide you. Because online, you're never going to be done learning. But if you set your standards up to keep growing, if you set your standards up to provide value, if you set your standards up to be impactful to those that you work with and not just want to make a sale, but to add value to this person, and they continue to come and work with you. You build these partnerships. You attract the right people that connect with your standards. And you're not just settling for anybody because it's a lead. You're not just selling with this person because it's a prospect and you want to sell. You're really building a relationship because you're adding value because of your standards that you set in place. When you have standards, you won't settle for anything less. So go ahead, check out what's been working for me. What's helped me slow down and readjust and put standards in place. To not say that everyone that comes around that's my next client, that's the perfect person I should have. But to have standards set so high that I have to ask those clients, why should I work with you? What is your commitment level? How committed are you to growing? How committed are you to implementing? How committed are you to training? How committed are you to keep going on days that life happens? That's what I need to know when I'm working with anyone. And that's those same questions you should ask when you're working with your clients. Think about the standards that you need and the system that's going to help you get there. So I encourage you to go ahead, check it out. Test drive this baby and see if it's something that works for you. But most importantly, set your standards. Set your standards to where you know where you're going. You don't settle for less. You don't fall for anything. You want the best out of your business, out of yourself, and you want to impact those that you work with. This is Ebony Cruz. I am an entrepreneur coach, and I'm asking you to set your standards and stop putting limits on yourself. If you have not done so, make sure you do subscribe to this channel and click the notification bar because you want to know when I am posting new videos. I do try to post 3 videos a week so I can provide that encouragement and inspiration that you need to continue to grow. So let's stop settling and start setting standards.